up in the sky. Look, it's captivating. It's energizing. It's Eliances Heroes. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups, where our heroes in business align. Now, here's your host flying in, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
That's right, and we've got a lot of information to cover in a short period of time, so make sure you listen to each and every single key word because you're going to be very excited about our next guest that we have. And by the way, thank you again for the feedback we continue to have when I interviewed the co-founder of Oracle. So make sure you go to Eliances.com to check out past episodes. Well, I need to tell you is that I'm excited very much to share our new weekly feature called the Experian Identity Report. How critical is it? Well, let me tell you, payment fraud will exceed $206 billion in the next 5 years. And let's face it, managing one's personal identity is very complicated on its own. And at the business enterprise, managing customer identities in a strategic and secure way and scale across countless interactions is extremely complicated. And it's only going to get more complex with the future, from what I understand, and all the technology that's coming out, continuing, if not by the day, by the hour. And that's why we're bringing this to you, these special reports that will include interviews with the world's leading experts about game-changing impact of identity and the need to use reliable data to make confident decisions that securely accelerate customer engagement. And that's why we're honored here today to have with us Kathleen Peters. She is the Chief Innovation Officer, Experian Decision Analytics in North America. And of course, you could reach her at Experian.com. So Kathleen, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, David. It's great to be here with you.
$206 billion of payment fraud in the next 5 years. I mean, who's going to want to turn on their computer after all this? That is a serious number. And I'm sure it's, just what do we do?
Right. It's really important that we get our arms around this, both as consumers as well as businesses, because we want to engage online. So much of what we're doing is digital now, right? It especially started in COVID, where we're having our groceries delivered and everything else. And even our grandparents are having to do their banking transactions online. The world is changing, and fraudsters take notice of that as well. Fraudsters are opportunistic, and when they see a bunch of folks doing things online that they've never done before, they're seeing that as an opportunity too.
The days of horseback riding when people used to take over trains, long gone, and now it's all digital. But
it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier nowadays.
You can do it from anywhere in the world.
You can do it from your home.
Why is identity, though, so important to our daily digital lives and in business?
Yeah, it's a great question, David. And, as a consumer, myself, you and I, when we transact online, whether that's to have some food delivered or if I'm buying something for my kids or even paying a bill, I want to be able to trust that my information will be safe, that my privacy will be protected, and that my experience will be as smooth as possible. I think that's what we all want. So as consumers and as businesses, how do we enable all the opportunities that this new digital world is presenting to us in a way that we are safe and also that businesses can transact with us securely and have confidence in who's engaging with them online?
And let's talk about identity, because really what makes identity so challenging to manage at a business enterprise level, especially with how complex the business portion is?
Absolutely. It really comes down to there's so many elements that comprise our identity. It's multidimensional. So historically, when we think about our identity, we'd probably think about the things that were on our driver's license or a passport, the kind of information that is generally pretty static. Our name, address, social security number, date of birth, those kinds of things. Once we get online, that identity becomes a little more challenging. We are not necessarily physically in front of the business that we're engaging with. And so the business needs to determine, is the person who they say they are? There's a famous Far Side cartoon from years ago where a dog is sitting in front of the computer and he's saying, on the internet, no one knows you're a dog. And that still rings true in that you need to be able to ensure that the customer who's coming to your business online is a real person, not a bot, is a person with good intent and not a fraudster. I mean, you need to look no farther than some of the recent controversies around Twitter and Elon Musk's on again, off again, on again intent to acquire the company. And a few months ago, he had pulled back because he wanted to know definitively how many users on Twitter are humans versus bots. And sometimes determining that can be really hard. And that comes down to managing all these new definitions of identity.
Yeah, well, that's very important. So the thing is businesses, consumers, we want to know really what to be able to do. So what kind of things is Experian being able to offer at this point to help with all of that?
Yeah, we're in a great position as Experian because we have such a depth and breadth of identity data. We have the analytics horsepower and really touch points that are really unique when it comes to thinking about identity. So we've been talking about these traditional identity elements, those historic ones, and also digital online identity. If you think about it, Experian also really understands your financial identity. So when you bring those things together and a consumer is looking to maybe understand what their financial identity means, their credit score, how to improve it, or even how to get started, Experian is there. We've got a robust direct-to-consumer business. We've got offerings like Boost and Go that help people establish and improve their credit. We've got marketplaces for cards, insurance, etc. And then when consumers want to open a new account at a financial institution or a fintech or a retailer, or even maybe buy some crypto or log into a business, Experian can bring that wealth of capability to help our clients, help businesses separate those good consumers with good intent from the fraudsters and do that very quickly and efficiently so that consumers can have a great experience and build that trust with who they're engaging with.
Yeah, Kathleen, that's really amazing. And again, you're watching, listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. So make sure that you go to Eliances.com, Eliancs.com to check out past episodes. And of course, again, we have with us Kathleen Peters. She is the Chief Innovation Officer, Experian Decision Analytics in North America, and you could reach her at Experian.com. All right, so with all of that going on, what is Experian doing now with innovating for in the identity space that, again, you talk about is so critical also?
And this is a real passion of mine, David, and this is where I spend a lot of my time. So we're always looking ahead to see what is the new data, new capabilities that can help us improve that consumer experience and engagement, help clients find the right consumers online to engage and target, and really allow our clients to grow their businesses safely. So we are building some new products in-house where we're connecting new pieces of data and ones that might be unique to Experian, like linking some of that traditional identity data with particular payment instruments. Is this Kathleen's credit card? Is this my bank account when I come and try to do a transaction online? But we're also partnering with new companies. There are a number of startups that are being formed that have been in business looking at new ways to stop fraud and new ways to help identify and authenticate users online. So as we innovate, we're building some things in-house, we're partnering, we're investing in young companies, and sometimes we're even acquiring. So bringing together that breadth of data, analytics, really trying to think about what will be the next way that we'll think about identifying ourselves online is some of the ways that we're innovating.
Well, we're very fortunate to have you and your company here to be able to really do that. I mean, it's because it's growing again by leaps and bounds. I'm just again amazed by just the number 206 billion, which is probably going to even, potentially be higher. So we're very fortunate that Experian is around and really identifying this issue and trying to do something now. What do you think, though, our audience will learn from these weekly critical chats about identity with Experian experts?
These are going to be great conversations, David. We're going to be able to share and talk about how rapidly things are evolving and how this really relates to our daily lives and things that are going on in this very dynamic economic climate, digital climate, the way things are changing, the way we're engaging. I think people are also going to learn a lot more about Experian's mission around financial inclusion and opportunity creation. We're a very mission driven company and we're the Consumers Bureau. So we want to do this journey in partnership with consumers so that you can take an active part in protecting yourself, understanding what's going on, helping us fight fraud, but then also just really being able to take advantage of all these new opportunities in a safe way.
Well, excellent, Kathleen. This has been the Experian Identity Report with Kathleen Peters, Chief Innovation Officer, Experian Analytics in North America. That's right. And you make sure that you go to Experian.com. That's EXPERIAN.com.